Mm, Good morning. Hello, hello. I haven't done one of this in a while. Oh my gosh, my face is super puffy this morning, but that tracks. I literally woke up so late. I didn't have time to get calm in the face. But today I am doing the live on my phone because I mentioned having technical issues last time, and I didn't want to keep using that as an excuse. Um, you know, And nowadays, powers is pretty. I said powers? Am I awake? Power is pretty bad here, so it's harder to have the lives with my laptop now than it used to be. So whenever there's no power or whenever the conditions are not right, I'm just going to use my phone. I'm considering actually just not having the live in the mornings anymore, but having them at points in the day when it's convenient. But I'm still thinking, I don't know. But yeah, wow, it's just this big thing on my forehead. It's distracting me so much. Yeah, this feels exactly like 3 months ago when I first started this life. I can't even believe it's been 3 months. Last month was pretty epileptic for the past 2 weeks, but before that, it's been 3 months of, oh, excuse me, of streaming almost every day. I have been so just like really grateful to be able to do that. And I'm gonna try to keep I think my last live was like 2 or 3 days ago. And I remember being so happy that I could stream again because it was taking me so much time to figure out like my technical issues. But yeah, we're back. So welcome to another day of the daily dose of encouragement. And today, man, this thing is distracting me. I should have put something on it. Cause now that's kind of like all I see. Maybe I'll cut my hair into bangs so that I can see my forehead. Anyways, today I'm just here to tell you one simple thing, right? And it's that you're already worthy for this. You're already deserving of this. And when I say this, hi Jeremiah, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the daily dose of encouragement live. How are you doing? How's it going? Thank you. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, right? When I say you're worthy or you're deserving for this, what I mean by this is, I mean like the good stuff of life. I mean like peace. I mean like joy. I mean like happiness. I mean like forgiveness. I mean like grace. I mean really the good things of life. And the reason that I say you're already deserving. Greetings, brilliant Lily. Welcome to the live. How are you? Where are you chatting from? I'd like to know. Um, yeah. So we have this notion. I think wiring. I'm located in Ogun State, Nigeria. Jeremiah. That's where I'm located. Where are you located? That's notion. Oh, nice. Nice, Lily. Lovely to meet you. Um, so I feel like you guys are new in the community. Basically, what I do here is like a daily encouragement thing. I just come on here and share stuff and encourage people every morning. Hi, Oba Moses. Good morning. I trust you're doing great today. Yeah. So we live in a world and a life and a system that has asked us to be a certain way. Our life, our world expects us to grow a certain way and to earn stuff, to deserve stuff all the time. You have to be worthy of stuff. And we're so used to that system that sometimes you feel like if you don't earn it, you don't deserve it, you know, and that happens a lot. You just feel like I need to earn this. I need to be worthy of it. I need to deserve it. The problem with that, well, it's a great thing. The only problem with it is it makes us into pseudo perfectionists. We start thinking that there's certain things that we cannot do unless the conditions are perfect. There are certain heights we cannot reach unless the conditions are perfect. There are things that we cannot experience unless the conditions are perfect, you know. And that kind of causes a level of, what's the word now? What's the word I'm looking for? Delay, maybe a little bit of delay, a little bit of friction, a little bit of resistance in the progress journey because there's somehow or somewhere in you where you know that stuff should come for you, but you're feeling like you're not ready. Um, and we do it with everything, and we do it. We even do it with God. We say, "Oh, I'm gonna be serious with God. Let me just get myself together. Let me just fix myself first." And I was having this discussion with a friend years ago, right? We were talking about it, and she was saying, um, I wanna, I want to take my life seriously, but I need to get all these habits out of my system first. I want to, be serious with my life first. And I'm like, how does that work? And she's like, yeah, I'm going to shape up. I'm going to start doing the things I need to do. But I just first want to, get myself together. And I'm like, getting yourself together is already the thing. Like, you don't have to prepare for that. You don't have to start for that. The same way you don't have to prepare or get yourself together to maybe build a relationship with God. What you need to do is just come, just start. And that's the point of today's life. You're already worthy, you're already qualified for the things that you want, right? The only way you would know, right? The only thing that can test or deny your readiness is a trial. If you think that you need to be ready and you keep preparing, you may never be ready. What you need to do is get started. What you need to do is try, you know, for a project, for whatever job you want to apply for, whatever it is. You need to actually try to know whether you're ready for it or not. And it's especially with the God thing, right? A lot of people do that. You say, I want to be close to God, though. I really want to build my relationship with God. But you are waiting. Oh, okay. When the center is not aligned, my what's it called is trigger. Yeah. So you want to be close to God and you insist, I really want to be close to God. I really want to work with God. I really want to walk with God. You insist a lot about how much you want a great relationship with God. But you're like, but I want to first stop all my nonsense. I want to first drop it. And I gave my friend an illustration for this, right? I said, say you were coming to my house. So we've discussed, and this was my best friend I was having discussion with. I was like, let's assume you said, okay, Kemi, my name is Kemi. I'm like, you're like, Kemi, I'm coming to your house. I want to hang out. I want to have, I want to chill with you. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure. I'm waiting for you. And usually, I think everybody does this. When someone is coming to visit you, this is so distracting. Every time I look at the screen, I just see this. Oh my god, it's a giant, bro. Why don't I have like proper bangs? I might cut my hair into bangs this morning just to cover this guy up. Anyways, back to my story. So I was telling my friend, I said, say you tell me, okay, me, I want to come to your house. I want to hang out. I want to eat and chill and all the stuff. And like most people, because my friends come to the house, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna prepare. So I clean the house, do the dishes, cook, prepare our room, do everything. Like everything is set, right? I'm like, all right, so I'll be chilling for you. I'm expecting you. And then she says, oh, before I come to yours, I have to rest so that I can look rested. I have to buy some food so that I will not be hungry in your house. That's a redundant action. Why? My house is where she's going to do all those things. My house is where she's going to eat. My house is where she'll take a shower. My house is where we're going to sit down and gist while watching Netflix. My house is where she's gonna have all the rest that she's hoping to get. And so it's almost like it's redundant of you to say you want to be ready to come to my house by doing all the things you would do at my house, right? So that is kind of how this works. When you say I want to be ready, I want to feel qualified, it's a redundant action. Um, it's a redundant action. It's a very redundant action. I'm trying to put a question up here. I've forgotten that when you do the mobile lives, I'm so used to doing the lives on my laptop that it's just, oh yeah, let me just put that here, right? So it's how this thing, you cannot decide that, oh, I need to be worthy, I need to be prepared, I need to be qualified first before I start. You start. And then it's in starting, it's in doing that you become. I've said this on these lives a lot, right? In previous, many previous episodes. You're what you do. You cannot remove who you are from what you do. If you say all the time, I'm very health conscious, I'm very health conscious, I'm a very health conscious person. Oh, I'm very into my health. Oh, I watch my health a lot. If you say that, but every day you wake up, you eat junk food, you don't exercise, you eat, by impulse, you eat unhealthy and fat things or fat inducing food. You are saying that thing, but that's not who you are. Because if you were health conscious, you just wouldn't do that. So it's that oftentimes the doing is what qualifies the becoming. You are not who you say you are. You are what you do. And so when you say, I'm gonna wait till I'm ready to start doing before I do, what you're saying is I am a procrastinator because I'm still waiting, I'm still delaying the doing. You don't delay the doing. And in the context of getting your relationship with God right, you don't delay that. You don't delay the surrender. You get to it. In that conversation with my friend, because her point was, there are things that have to fall off. One of the biggest struggles of looking at my face at such close range is I can see everything. Oh, these people is messing with me. Okay, focus, right? One of the points of that discussion with my friend, because she was very clear, like she was like, oh yeah, I want to get my relationship with God right, I'm going to take God seriously this year, I'm going to do the things I need to do, I'm going to be a child of God, but I just need to stop my bad habits. I want to stop, eating the things I should not eat. I want to stop partying as much as I would, or going out as much as I would. I want to start, and I'm like, you don't stop those things before coming to God. You stop those things as a result of coming to God. A lot of us, right? A lot of people think that they are not worthy of that close relationship with God. Like they're not at the level yet where they can say, oh, I love the Lord, I'm close to God. They're not at the level yet where they can boldly proclaim their faith. They're not at the level yet where they can be deserving of God's love and mercy. But this is the jerk, right? This is the real jerk, and this is what gets me. Is the scripture already tells us that while you were yet sinners, while we were yet sinners, Christ died. Like there was a knowing of you, whatever it is you say. One of my favorite recent words to use is halotry. I just think the word is so funny, right? And it's saying that while you were yet very much invested in halotry, in the practice of it and consumption of it, right? Christ died for you. And that should inform something. It should inform the heart with which you accept these things. It should even inform the headspace with which you view yourself. You should, it's, there's something I like to say a lot, which is you should accept your acceptance. My definition of love is acceptance, right? My definition of, I don't know any other definition that works better. I don't know anything else that could perfectly illustrate love more than that. If you ask me what makes me feel loved, it's acceptance. It's someone looking at me, seeing how I act, seeing how I talk, seeing how I look, seeing how weird I am, because I'm like one of those short, weird ladies. I am small and weird, right? It's seeing all that and accepting it. That's love to me. And when you say, oh, I'm not someone who is worthy of this, I can't do this, I'm not at the level where I can receive this, it's that you're not even accepting of yourself enough to try. You might love yourself in your own way, based on your own definition. But there's a place where your acceptance of who you are and where you are is not complete. And that needs to be complete. You need to be able to say, look, this is who I am, this is where I am, this is what I'm struggling with, and this is who I'm trying to be. And start heading towards that. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to feel like, oh, I've dropped all my bad habits now. I no longer do this and that, and now I can look for God. Nah, at any point in time, I'm saying at any point in time, if you wake up at 2 a.m. and you feel very, very much alone, even then, God is with you because He has already accepted you. He has already loved you with an everlasting love. It's there in scriptures. And so you need to come to the point where you're not waiting to qualify. There was a period in my life where I would go to events, I would watch people sing, talk about God. I mean, I'm a church girl. I've said that a lot. It's basically everybody who knows me knows I'm a Jesus girl, right? And I'll go to events. I hear people sing, people do spoken word, just declare, talk about God with confidence. And I would be there like, I really want to do this, but I'm not qualified for this. I used to have that back and forth. And it felt like in that season, God was always asking me, qualified by what standards? Because I felt that the people who were doing these things were people who had gotten to a level of holiness and sanctification in God. They had gotten to a level of knowledge and knowing of the Lord that they were just so set aside. And so they could sing like this and they could talk like this and they could. And it's until one day I went to this concert, right? It was amazing. It was a praise concert. And there's this singer who I really liked, and I felt very similar to every time I heard this song, I was just like, this person is giving me vibes. You know that feeling where you hear somebody or see someone and just like, this person is giving me vibes. This person feels like they are me. But in another gender. That's kind of how I felt about him. And at that concert, he was singing his own style, different, entirely different, entirely, how do I put it? Just different, just a different guy, right? And while he was singing, there were people in their own corners just losing it, going into deep worship. People falling to their knees, laying down on the floor, weeping. And in that moment, it's like I felt God was telling me, what standards are those again? What do you like? This is a place where there is there is nobody here who is not worshiping me without getting hurt. This is a place where there are people like you. So what standards? What do you mean? The person on stage is like you. So what standards? What do you mean? And it was like a deliverance in my brain. I wrote it. I remember writing it down in my journal when I came back that day. I was so excited about. I was like, oh, today Lord pointed out to me that I have a voice in this kingdom. I have a place. And it kind of started something in me where I felt freer in my mind. I didn't have to be like an ordained pastor or minister to talk about God. I could just talk about God because I love the Lord. And that built into something. And these days, I mean, other than these lives that I do in the morning, there are days where I spend my whole day just talking about the Lord to different people. And it's so exciting for me. You don't have to feel like you are qualified. The only standards to meet are the standards of God. And the standards of God, very, very easy and very, very fixed. A willing heart. A heart that seeks Him. From the moment I made this realization till now, I have grown increasingly confident in talking about God. It went to doing these episodes, podcast episodes, sometimes once a month, to doing them once a week, to now just encouraging people in real time every day, on and off the internet. And all I'm doing is talking about God. There's nothing else to it. It's just I found that if you are struggling with something that you're interested in and passionate about because you need to feel ready, you may never do that thing. Or you need to feel worthy or feel qualified. I'm not a pastor. I don't think that I'll ever be a pastor at any point in time. But talk about God, oh yeah, I'm definitely always going to be excited about that. Encourage people, that is my thing. I'm definitely always going to want to do that. And that's where you need to be. We need to get to a place where we are not always waiting to feel ready before we move. Be doing begets being. Being comes as a result of doing. If you say that, oh, I mean, I love the Lord. I love the Lord. I'm surrendered to God. Do you? What are the things that you do when you love someone? Do you do those things with the Lord? Do you talk with the Lord often? Do you fellowship with the Lord often? But I'm even, that's like taking it far. It starts from this place where you even come. Scripture tells us while we were yet sinners, when He died the death that He died for us, we're not in a place where we deserved it yet. It was not like we had gotten to that place. Some of you received the pardon when you were not even, when your parents are not even there. And that's the beauty that we have, and that's the privilege that we have. So you don't need to feel ready to come before you just come. You just come. You don't need to be a perfect person. You don't need to be a perfect person. You don't need to be perfect. It's like saying before I go to the university to study, I want to know something about what I'm going to study. That is redundant. If you don't go to school, you will not learn that thing. You need to study to learn it. So you don't need to be ready to study it to now study it. You need to study it to know it. What we do oftentimes with our lives and planning is we want to study it. We want to know it before studying it. We want to be qualified for it before doing it. No, you become what you do. You don't qualify to do. You do to qualify. The same thing with coming to God. You don't qualify to be a child of God or to be part of the kingdom by being ready, preparing yourself. And maybe you're like, oh, I want to stop drinking first, stop womanizing first. I want to, stop doing drugs first. I'm saying come with your womanizing. Like I said earlier, if you are engaging in harlotry or the consumption of harlotry, come with that. What happens is with the example that I used, is that when you come, you enter into the system with the example of me and my friend. I'm like, you don't get ready to come to my house by resting and eating first. You come to my house and then you rest here. You eat here. I've prepared a room for you. There's hot water ready for you. You take a hot shower. You don't take a hot shower on the road and then come here to look perfect. This is a home. You come here to rest. And that's the illustration, right? It's when you come, if whatever burden it is you're carrying, whatever habit you're struggling with, whatever tendencies you have, You come with that. You come with that. You get in here, and then when you get here, you are changed. And that's why that scripture tells us. I reference that scripture almost every day because it applies. That's why that scripture tells us that it's as we are beholding it, we become changed when we behold him. We don't become changed from preparing ourselves and trying to be better with self-help books and personal meditations. We become changed by beholding him. But if you don't come, how will you behold him? If you don't come closer, how will you see him? If there is no proximity, beholding cannot happen. Proper beholding needs to be done from a close enough distance that attributes can actually be seen. So you cannot know God from a distance. You cannot know God from far. It's like standing here and looking at a flying plane. You're just going to see something tiny moving across the sky. Compare the plane that you see in the sky to the plane that you see at the airport. Those are two different things. So you cannot behold properly from a distance. There needs to be proximity to behold. And that's why that scripture tells us that as we behold him face to face, we become changed. So if you want to change, if you want to become a new person, a better person, a grown person, a more mature person, you need to come closer first. I've shared many times on these lives how hot-tempered I used to be. I mean, am I impatient? Still, very much. I'm just one of those people. I like action and speed. And so I'm still one of those people. But boy, the difference. I mean, there are days I'm talking to my friend, I'm saying, babes, thank God for the Holy Spirit. Because there's no way someone said that to me and I took it sitting down. That's not me. That's God's power at work in real time. I mean, whoever knows knows. I don't take rubbish. I don't allow nonsense. I will never normalize nonsense. If I consider it nonsense, I'm very loud about it. This is nonsense. I'm not taking it from you. And so that change I can only attribute to the Spirit of God. I can't attribute it to anything else. The ability to sit down and know that somebody is talking crap, quite frankly, and be like, I understand. With the smile and the deep. That's what happens. That's the change that I'm talking about. That change cannot occur without beholding. And you cannot behold from a distance. Any beholding done from distance will not show you the real image. To see the real image, there needs to be proximity. So when I say that you don't need to feel qualified, you don't need to feel ready or holy, and I understand this, right? Because there's a trend where there sometimes with people who are believers, there's sometimes where these people kind of look down or act snobbish on people who they perceive to be less of a believer or people whom they perceive to be less spiritual. That happens a lot. That is a bad thing. That is not good. And that's why I'm saying that there are no standards. If you feel like you're not qualified or you don't meet the standards to be like a child of God, a Christian, a believer, I'm gonna ask you whose standards, who gave you that, this scoreboard you are scoring yourself against. Who gave you that? What scoring system is this? Where is it from? Because far as I know, God says to just come unto me. And in fact, it says, come unto me if you are burdened and heavy laden. It means that God is aware, Jesus said this. And so it means there's an awareness that you might be coming with a burden. There's an awareness that there's something you are carrying. There's an awareness that there's an addiction. There's a bad habit. There's a tendency. There's past hurt. There is pain. There's something you're carrying. God knows that. And He says, come. I read that scripture a lot on these lives, right? And I reference them in different contexts. And today, the context is you don't need to feel qualified to come. You don't need to feel perfect before you come. You can come as you are. In fact, proof for me is Peter. Peter is like, I want to walk on water. God is like, I bet. get on the water. It starts to walk and it starts to drown. And God is like, yo, you don't qualify, just away with you. Go down. Jesus doesn't say that. Jesus just helps him up and is like, your faith, your faith needs to be bigger, man. The kind of faith it takes to walk on water is different. You need to grow. And that's it. That's all God will ever do. He will correct and mold and help you grow. It will help you be better. It will help you realize the things you need to have to walk on water. But you cannot walk on water if you are far from Him. You cannot, if God bids you to come, you gotta come. Like, there has to be proximity. If you're gonna change all those things you think you want to drop, I'm gonna say today, newsflash, you probably can't do them yourself. You probably can't let go of your bad habits yourself. I've confessed a lot on these lives. I was addicted to watching, just content that was bad for my soul. Fantasy content, sexually explicit content. Because sensual, I'm one of those people that like sensuality. I like, I don't know, I just like that, right? Um, and so I used to feed that part of me a lot. And then I realized at some point, this is not healthy. This is not edifying. And because again, I say I'm a doer, I'm a mover, I'm one of those people. So I set systems in place. I set blocks, I set this, I set that. My systems did not work. Why? Because the root of that habit was the desire. It was not the availability of the content, it was the desire. So what needed to leave was the desire. And it took me years to figure it out. But you see, once I clocked that, I just changed my focus. I didn't try to stop watching or not watching it. If I felt like watching it, even if I had not watched it for like 3 months, and I felt like I wanted to watch a story about demons today, I would just go and watch it. But what happened, what changed is I started praying, Lord, take away my desire for these things. Give me like heavy disgust for these things. At some point, it just happened. I would turn on my TV or open my laptop to watch something I wasn't supposed to watch. And I'd be like, this is so boring. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I would even fall asleep. Stuff that used to keep me up all night, just engage. It's like, oh my God, this is so fun. Oh my God, oh my God. I would fall asleep. I'll wake up, I'm like, oh, I slept. Like, oh. And so I know when I say this, I'm not just saying it. I know for a fact that the things you're struggling with, the things about yourself you want to change and let go, the things that make you feel like, oh, I cannot really say I'm a child of God like that. Those things, you cannot drop them yourself. You cannot let go yourself. You cannot solve that problem yourself. There needs to be a surrendering, right? And so even if you feel you're not worthy of this proximity, even if you feel you're not deserving of this proximity, my goal here is to remind you that God already said to come. He already said it. Come. There's that version. It says, I won't lay anything ill fitting on you. There are no standards. Who gave you these standards? Who gave you these standards? I have conversations with people and they're saying, I'm not as prayerful as I should be. I can't pray yet. And that's why I just feel like I'm not ready to be. What do you mean? Did God say that, oh, the requirement for you to know me or to be accepted by me is for you to know how to pray? No, I don't think so. Never did say that. There's nowhere in scripture where that was said. Or the only way I will accept you is if you you are you are perfect. If you are imperfect, I cannot accept you. That has never been said. It encourages you, right? Scripture encourages us to try for perfection. But it's never been said. It's never been said. And so there is no standards. So that scoreboard, those standards you're holding yourself up against, I want to ask you, whose standards are they? Where did you get these standards from? Who told you these things? Who informed you? Who fed you these lies? Who fed you these lies? Because what I know is that you're encouraged to come as you are. It's saying come home. You're saying I need to be good enough for home to come home. The point of home being home is that it is home. And you don't need to be anything. You just need to be there. I mean, any day I'm a total couch potato. My friends have known me to say the couch is a great lover. So I just like to love up on the couch myself. I just spend a lot of time on the couch. Most days when I'm feeling stressed from work, I go on the couch and I can work for longer hours. If if I'm at my desk, I can do like 2 hours, 3 hours. If I'm on the couch, I could go 10 hours because I'm comfortable, right? And I wanted to say, I'm trying to illustrate the idea of home. And so whenever I go out, because I'm so in love with being indoors, whenever I go out, it's like obvious toil for me. It's stressful for my mind, stressful for my body. So when I get home, the first thing I do, I mean, girls know this, take off the shoes, right? The next thing you do, take off the bra. Even before the clothes come off a lot of times, right? When I get home. And I just, depending on how sweaty I got, if I didn't get very sweaty, I just melt onto the couch. If I got very sweaty, I'm like tying my hair up, going to take a quick shower so that I can melt onto the couch. I don't feel like I have to. And there are days when I'm super sweaty and I still melt onto the couch. You know why? I'm home. That's the point of home. I don't need to be anything at home. I can just be. What we do is we want to be qualified to even be whole. You don't need that. So when I have these conversations and people say, "Oh, I just feel like the way that I am now, God won't accept me," I want to say, "Says who told you that? Anyhow you are, with however you look, however you act, come. If you come and you stay, you will change. You won't have to make the change happen because again, as we behold Him, we are changed. We are changed into His image from glory to glory. You will naturally become a better person. You just first need to come. So if you're listening to this, if you listen to the replay, if you are hearing me at any point in time on this specific live, and you're somebody who has always said, I want to get close to God, I want to build a relationship with God, I want to be better, spiritually, but I need to do certain things first. I need to stop smoking weed first. Nah, you don't. Nobody said that. I'm saying you smoke weed, that's fine. Come. You're gonna stop smoking, don't worry. You will stop. You will just stop. All you need to do is come first. Come stay. Naturally, you will stop. I used to love drinking. It was not like as an escape or anything. I wasn't drinking to escape anything. Mm-mm. I wasn't drinking to like feel good. Nah, I just enjoyed having a good bottle or two of wine. And when I was younger, you know how when they talk about these things, they say vodka is a face. When I was much younger in university, I could finish a bottle of that. Nothing would happen to my orientation. In fact, I would get more philosophical. So you would even want to hear me speak then, because I would be talking about life. I just used to love drinking. But what happened with me getting serious with God was naturally, I just reduced there was no burden in my heart to stop. There was no consecration. There was no calling out. There was no voice that told me in the night, "Oh, Kemi, you got to stop drinking." In fact, prior to that, I had had countless arguments with people about drinking, the pitfalls of it, why I should or shouldn't drink. I had those arguments, and please, I am a woman who reads. So if you want to win an argument with me, you need to come with facts that I cannot counter argue against. And so I was, I was in that headspace, right? And as I got closer to God, as I grew in just loving upon God, because that's like a thing for me now. I love the Lord. As I grew in that, it was a natural thing that dropped off. And I just naturally stopped. And I remember one day, a couple months ago, randomly, I'm just like, you know what? I'm craving a drink today. And I got a drink. First of all, my body knew something was off because we don't do this anymore. So my entire body was like, this is off, this is off, this is off. But the next day somebody calls me and, hi, Prince Will, good to see you. Good morning. The next day someone calls me and they're like, I don't know if I should say this, but I feel like you drank yesterday because God told me to tell you. I'm like, yo, that was a thing for me. I lost it. Like it was so fun. The way home, I'm just like praying in my heart and I'm telling God, okay, I get it, I get it, I get it. We're buddies now. There are things that I just shouldn't do. You're gonna call me out on that. But prior to that, I had never felt any good. And if people, because I mean, I came from a family where drinking is a thing. It's a normal. I mean, you're a child. Someone's gonna put a shot of something in your mouth and ask you how it tastes. I was like, good or bad. And so by university, I wasn't seeing drinking as a vice. It's just something people do, and some people like it more than others. And so there were just things, right, that I had like that. Those things that when you argue about them, it becomes a gray area. So when I tell you that if you smoke, if you, again, I don't know why I like this word, but if you practice harlotry, calm, everything that you want to grow out of, you will grow out of with proximity. Because, like I said earlier, you cannot behold from a distance. If you're gonna change by beholding his face, you kind of need proximity. If you're looking at this video now, there's a way my face looks. You can probably see a slight outline here. If you get close enough to me, you're gonna see that this scar is not one scar; it's actually two scars. You're gonna see that one of these scars runs down here and then disappears into my hair. You're gonna see a lot more if you see me closer because you're beholding from proximity. Everything that you want to shed, every weight that you want to shed. Like I said, when Jesus said, "Come to me," He put it there. All you who are burdened, heavy laden, because there is an awareness that there's going to be a weight. So there is no standard, right? And for me, every time I've had a conversation with someone and they're like, I need to get my act together because I'm not the kind of person that should, maybe I'm not the kind of person that should minister. I'm not the kind of person that should. I'm like, who gave you this standard? I grew up in the church, right? So there's no waywardness in my upbringing. I was trained by a very strict mother. I am a very strict woman. I am a no nonsense kind of person, right? I mean, I'm loving and warm, but I don't allow nonsense. And so growing up under that, there was no point in my upbringing where I was allowed to misbehave or anything like that. So I grew up in church, but at some point I had to leave the church. I left the church, I think, for 6 years because I was like, God, I want to know you. And so, if you are listening to this at any point, and the problem is not that you don't know of the Lord, is that you've been given a wrong impression of what it means to know the Lord. I'm saying, even you need to drop that scoreboard that they've told you that God is holding. God is not holding any scoreboard. He's not scoring you against any metrics. He's not looking at you. You do like some nasty stuff in private. That's fine. Come, fair. You know that's me. You they go now. You they come now. You just I've spent more time, but then I started this really late, so it's okay. I just start my day a little later today. Right? You just confess. If you feel you're not deserving, if you feel you're not worthy, it's okay. You come because you become by doing. And so your becoming is in you taking the courage to get closer so that you can behold his face from proximity. An example for this is Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus just wanted to see the face of Jesus. There was nothing else. He's like, I've heard so much. I just want to see. I just want to behold. That is the only standard. The desire to behold, the desire to come. That's the only standard. It's not the desire to be a better person. That's not the standard. I mean, you could be. I have a friend. We've been friends for, I don't know, 10, 15 years now. Because I met them around the time when I just started uni. So yeah, probably like 15 years or more. And this friend does not believe in God. But I've not met a man. I'm saying a man as in the sense of a member of the male species, male human species. I've not met a man that is better behaved than this person. That is kinder. that is more considerate. I'm not joking. I'm saying even the brothers in church. I mean, I have friends in church that still, they're tactless when they talk or loud, or this person is gentle, talks with temperance, very understanding. The only thing is this person does not believe in God. So the desire to be a better person is not the standard. The standard is I want to behold. I just want to know you. There are no other standards. Everything you've heard where people say you need to be holy and acceptable unto the come. If you come, you will not be able to help it. You will be holy and acceptable. You need to be righteous. You just come. Stand right before him. That righteousness will occur naturally because you are right before him. But it starts with you coming. So if anybody has told you this, and I'm especially saying this, and I'm directing it at the church folks, the people who grew up in church, So you grew up in church, you have the appearance and the knowledge, but you lack the power thereof. That has to stop. So if you are one of those, you need to know that scoreboard that you were given, that template, is not a real thing. The only thing you need is a heart that seeks the Lord. As long as you seek the Lord, you naturally find yourself in His presence. You naturally find yourself doing the things that makes God happy. You naturally find yourself serving. Before I left the church, I was in a church where I was serving. I mean, I went to church every day except Mondays. I was serving in, I think, 5 or 6 departments. I was known like this girl is a talent. She's a whirlwind. I could do everything. I mean, I still can. I still can do. If you give me something to do, I'm gonna do it. Best believe I'll do a great job at it, right? So I've always been that person, and I was there, and I knew strongly this is activity. This is not service. And so people could not, even when I left the church, people could not understand what I kept saying. What I'm doing is activities, not service. You know why? Because I was following the template that was given to me. If you know how to sing, sing for the Lord. When I was going to join the choir in that church, I remember the pastor interviewed me and he was like, why do you want to join the choir? I was like, I'm a very talented singer. I'm very talented musically. I don't want to sing for the devil, so I want to sing for God. And he asked no other questions. Nothing about my relationship with God. Nothing about, you know, what just what just informed it was there's a desire to sing for God. You pass. I did not do any interviews. I did not do anything. I just joined the choir. Then at some point, I rose to leadership in the choir very quickly because my entire desire was I just want to sing for God. Even now, I say that if I get a chair somewhere by the altar in my current church, I've said it to a couple people in the choir. I say, you all just need to give me a chair by this altar. Give me a mic. I don't even have to stand because my voice goes however I push it, whether I'm sitting or standing. I'm gonna sing every day. I just, I don't have to go to work. The Lord is gonna pay my salary. I just sing every day. That stuff. That's where my desire comes from for service now. I just want to sing for God. I just want to serve God. I just want God to be happy with me. I just want God to smile when He sees me. That is the only standard. Just wanting to come, not wanting to meet a standard. I'm not trying to be holy. I'm not trying to be righteous. I'm not trying to speak with power. I'm trying to spend time with God. And you know what's funny? If you spend time with God, naturally you will start to carry power because it's how that even in normal relationships, you talk with someone every day, you start to speak like them. I can mimic my best friend's voice to a T because we do daily check-ins. And sometimes our check-ins are like an hour long, 2 hour long, 2 hours long rather. So when I'm mimicking her, I don't even need to, it's natural. I don't even need to try. I can talk like her, I can gesture like her, I can predict her thoughts. That's because of how much time we spend together. And so it's that when you spend time with God, naturally, those things that you want to let go of, you naturally let them go. You know why? Those things are not in God. And you become like who you spend time with. So stop holding yourself up to ridiculous standards. Stop holding yourself. I mean, if you can, that's great. But I'm speaking with a knowledge of the human condition, which is that you often can't. And this is why David is my favorite person. I've been studying the life of David for years. I don't think I'll ever stop. That man fascinates me. David will do crazy stuff today. Tomorrow he would worship God like he never did all the stuff he said he did. Sometimes David will rant at God and rage, like, why are you treating me like this? Why are you forsaking me? The next day he's gonna say, God, my life comes from you. My breath is you. You are the highest point of all my desires. You are my portion and inheritance on the earth. After yelling crazy just a chapter before, to say, you don't love me, you don't pay attention to me. This is somebody who understood proximity. There are no standards. You qualify, you're worthy, you're deserving. Everything you've heard Christians say, everything you've heard your favorite, the coolest people you meet, you're like, I just love how this person is so cool and living their best lives and still believing in God. Everything you've heard them say and thought, I want to think like that, I want to live like that. You qualify for it. You totally qualify for it. You totally meet you totally qualify. You're deserving, you're totally worthy of it. If you've heard otherwise, I'm gonna tell you point blank, that's a lie. It's a big lie. It's a big lie. I've seen people change from understanding the kind of acceptance they have in God. God accepts you, addiction and all, crazy hair, crazy beliefs and all. God accepts you. You start doing crystals and sage. Start engaging God by yourself. You will burn everything. You, it's not nothing is going to force you. There will be no compulsion. You will just know I'm better than this. You're gonna go out one day. You're trying to, lick something, snort something, drink something. You're just gonna be like, I'm better than this, and you let it go. That's what's gonna happen. So you're struggling. You've got some sort of burden. You've got some. My English was going all right just now. I'm really tired these days. But yeah, you've got some sort of burden. You're struggling with stuff. Come, see what happened. You qualify. Like everything I've come to say today is summarized in this one sentence. Everything, and this is including a relationship with God, this is including your dream job, this is including your dream life, this is including your dream future. Everything that you desire and think you are not worthy of, you're worthy of. But you don't qualify by preparing, you qualify by doing. Enough of you thinking I want to be ready. I want to first drop this thing. Start. I always say it, you become what you do. If you say, "Oh, I'm like really fitness oriented. I'm really into fitness," but you don't work out, you are a joker. You're sort of like an empty barrel. You're just making noise. But if you say, "I'm very fitness oriented," your body will show it before you even have to say it. That's what I'm trying to say. You become by doing. If you say, "I am a big reader," I'm a big reader, you won't have to tell me that you're a big reader. I will listen to you in a conversation, and by the words that you use, I can know if you read or not. If you say, "Oh, I love research, I watch documentaries and listen to the news," you don't have to say that. By the quality of the words that come out of you, I know what to do. By the size of your stomach, I know how you eat. It's basic stuff, it's real stuff. So you are what you do. You are not who you say you are. You are who God says you are, though. So you might want to know who God says you are. You can only know that if you come. We always come back here. We will always come back here. It starts with coming. It starts with coming. And that's what I came to say today. I think, yeah, I think I've used almost a full hour now, so I gotta start rounding up. If you watch this at any point in real time, thank you. Uh, the reason I don't like doing the mobile live is I never know exactly how many people are watching per time. That kind of stresses me out a bit, but we're working with it. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this. For the foreseeable future, I'm probably gonna go back to doing the mobile lives just because one of my laptops is wrecked and the other is a high resolution graphics, whatever. It takes too much energy and too much time to set up. Uh, so ease. I'm all about the ease, and I guess this is more interactive in real time, so it works. So yeah, if you listen to this, you were reminded of something. You resonated. You were encouraged. Whatever, right? If you just felt something while listening to this, I'm blessed already because that's why I do this, and I know I have not been as regular in the past 2 weeks as going through it. But I do this every day between the hours of 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. WAT. Might give or take a few, I might start late, start earlier, finish late, finish earlier. But it's basically oh, you're welcome, Prince Will. It's basically that hour, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. WAT. So if you like this, if this resonated with you and you want to hear stuff like this more often, just come hang out with me every morning and we'll talk. And you can ask questions and stuff subsequent times. I'm saying this for people who watch the replay. Yeah, that's what I came to say today. Have a great day and have a fantastic week. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. How do you end? Okay, yeah.